spots on the merch. Get yourself ready for game one. It will be the Labour Division 2 North Final. It's the Sutton Sting and the Deeside Dragons. Looks like a Blackburn fan is ready for Blackburn to get their balls ready to win. 192 on the text, Chelmsford. I've already heard you here this morning. Apparently Aaron Smithers as well. Hello. The entire Smithers family must be here today. We've got a Hawks fan from Lincoln, but they're moving to New Zealand. Ooh. Well, hope you enjoy it. Big game before you move.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Steel City Showdown 2026. 8 teams have made the trip to Yorkshire here at the Bauer Arena, Ice Sheffield, for Saturday. 4 playoff finals, 4 championship games, before tomorrow we see who's the best, the North or the South. We kickstart our morning today, a 10:15 face-off with 5 minutes away. Firstly, with the NIHL North 2 playoff final between the Sutton Sting and the Deeside Dragons 2. And Chris, obviously you're here with me this weekend. This really is the one case of the weekend of, can Cinderella go to the ball?
Yep, it's very much the Cinderella story. It's David versus Goliath. We've got the 6th seed versus the 1st seed. Sutton, who went through the 8th seed Nottingham Lions and then the 4th seeded Billingham Buccaneers to make their way here. And Deeside, who their season form wouldn't have predicted that they would be here, who first upset 3rd seed Coventry and then the 2nd seeded Sheffield Titans in a 1-goal thriller here at the Bauer Arena.
The Dragons very much the underdogs going into this game. The season series between these two, it's been one-sided, let's call it what it is. The Sutton Sting, they have very much been the force in North 2 this year. Last year, they went down in the playoff final here to the Telford Tigers 2. They've moved up to North 1, and it's almost felt somewhat inevitable that we'd get the Sutton Sting on a potential Grand Slam. They've already won the Cup, they've won the league, and they're here for a playoff final now.
Yep, they won the Cup, and we said on the call last year, if you keep the core together, if you add additional things that you can, you will get back there, you will be back in this final. They've added Nathaniel Bell, who they brought in from the Sheffield Titans to take over from Louis King, he has basically been unbeatable almost in net for the Sutton Sting this year. And they're back here, very well deserved, and yeah, as you said, they're on course for that Grand Slam.
We have officials on the ice. They are in named and numbered jerseys. Not named, just numbered jersey. That we do have officials for. We'll bring you those in a minute. Firstly, your team lineups for what is the designated home side today, and your league champions, the Sutton Sting. They line up as follows: 1, Samantha Bolwell; 6, James Spencer; 7, Adam Brooks-Smith; 9, Cameron Akers; 16, Charlie Saunders; 17, Morgan Glasby; 18, Ryan Apsley; 19, Matt Jeffcock; 20, Josh Humphreys; 25, Callum Russell; 34, Ben Marples; 44, Justin Dennison; 48, Cameron Glasby; 65, James Scott; 68, Nathaniel Bell; 72, Joe Colton; 80, Lawson Glasby; 82, Connor Medley; 84, Joel Bark; 86, Elliot Meadows; 94, Jacob Truswell; and 98, Ryan Fraley. They are the league champion Sutton Sting. And Chris, you said it, Nathaniel Bell has been a standout in net. Morgan Glasby has been unreal for them, putting it in the back of the net.
He has been absolutely unreal for them this season with, what was it? I've lost my notes now.
Lost your notes. We're early into the morning. I'll help you out here.
Yes.
33 goals, 30 assists, 63 points in the regular season. 10 goals on the power play as well.
Yeah, he has been, I mean, it's not just been him though. Obviously Joel Colton, his brother Lawson Glasby as well. I was a bit disappointed watching the warm-ups that they haven't put the Glasbys together because we've been robbed of the pun of the great Glasby line.
I'm sure you will get that in at some point today. The Deeside Dragons, too, have stepped foot on the ice. They'll be in the greens. Their line up as follows: 1, Leo Hyman; 10, Stuart Cutting; 13, Deacon Wilkes; 14, Tom Warburton; 15, James Shaw; 20, Noah Percival; 21, Kieran Clarkson; 22, Carl Bacon; 25, Liam Yarwood; 29, Ben Roscoe; 39, Finn Ogden; 46, Cameron Kushnarenko; 66, Thomas Chong; 72, Chris Jones; 75, Lewis Edward; 81, Daniel Fadievs; 83, James Parsons; 85, Reece Howes; 91, Rory Sillery; and 98, Luke Wainwright. They are the Deeside Dragons too. Chris, one to watch for David in this, shall we say?
I'm going to say James Shaw. He's been the form man for them in the playoffs. 7 goals, 2 assists. And if you combine him with Chris Jones, who, while not having scored, he has been responsible for 9 of the goals that they've had in this playoff build-up. But the other big story, of course, for them is Finn Ogden, who's come in and taken the role away from Hyman in the net. And he will start today. He's posted a .921 and a 3.25 goals against average in the playoffs, which is up from his 8.889 and 504 goals against in the regular season. That's an incredible turnaround in form for a goaltender.
He has very much come up clutch in this playoff run. The Sting in the black shirts take to the ice. We will have, I believe, don't quote me on this, haven't really been told too much about it, the North 2 Awards coming up shortly before the game starts. I'm not entirely sure how many people are here to collect them, which is the worry, but I believe they will be announced. But I don't want to jump the gun, I already have the list. So we will shortly find out. Right on cue, we get told there's some presentations. Young Player of the Year for North 2. hopefully here. If not, it's going to be very awkward. North 2 Young Player of the Year goes to Lewis Swaffield. I believe it's being presented to members of the Titans team. Obviously, they should be around, us being in Sheffield this weekend.
Yep, I was going to say, being in Sheffield, he should be here.
And we now come to the Player of the Year award.
Player of the Year for North 2.
Goes to, from the Sutton Sting, Morgan Gillespie.
Goes to Morgan Glasby. We said he's been imperious all year, 63 points in regular season play, and collects a Player of the Year award before a playoff final.
I mean, if ever there was a confidence booster, not that he probably really needs it going into this one.
I do believe that just leaves us with
Coach of the season?
Coach of the Year.
So as is customary, ladies and gentlemen, can we now please be upstanding?
No, apparently we're not.
No,
So we'll have the national anthem. We're back with you in just 60 seconds' time. Your officials for this morning's game in the orange armbands and referee Kieran Nicholas, assisted by Lions people Jamie Briggs and Jake Showell.
How much time do we have? The Deeside.
Starting netminders, as Chris said, firstly for the designated home side, the Sutton Sting. Nathaniel Bell gets the start in net, 12-2-0-1 in the regular season, a 9.25 save percentage, 2.02 goals against average in 772 minutes increase, 2 shutouts in that time too, one of them going against the Deeside Dragons too, back in February. The Dragons start with Finn Ogden. Ignore the regular season stats. 3-0-0-4, an 8.89 save percentage, 5.04 goals against average, 452 minutes of the crease with 1 shutout. It's the playoff stats that matter. 2-1-0, a 9.21 save percentage in 240 minutes. The Dragons are going to need that performance again today. Season series, as we said, one-sided. Sutton 3-0 and outscoring their opposition 23-6. But as we know, Chris, playoff hockey, the form book very much goes out the window in a one-off final.
Everything resets. The season is the marathon. You can undo losses in the long run, but this format, the one-day format, you have 60 minutes to play perfect hockey for 60 minutes, and anything that goes wrong can be the unwinding decision that sends you home.
It is a sea of red and green and a rather large Welsh flag below us. As we are almost ready to go. See people still filling in through the day. Game 1 of 4, the North 2 playoff final gets the Steel City Showdown 2026 underway. It's the Sting win the opening puck drop, and it's thrown ahead. Jones is back there to move it along. Morgan Glasby, your North 2 player of the year. Collects, pins the boards by Roscoe behind goal. Dragons try the clear lines. That one's off a helmet, so it won't clip all the way out. Jones has to rotate round to collect the puck. Passing to open ice. Shaw slips over the blue line. Insert joke here. Saunders, lovely little pass. Sting break into the zone. Apsley away from one. Tries to sneak one in short side, and Ogden makes the save. We'll have a first break in play.
And we're seeing there what you're probably going to expect from the Sting. They're going to dump it down the boards, use the boards along the wing, try and use their speed to recover it. For Deeside, it's going to be like that. It's going to have to be, at least in these opening 10 minutes, they've got to survive that on rush from the Sting and try and get breakaways there. Like Shaw almost just managed, just misstepped it on the way through.
Kept in at the blue line by Colton. Sting's top point scorer in this playoff run. As Chris said, they took out the Nottingham Lions in a one-leg quarter-final and did the deed over Billingham Buccaneers last weekend. In the corner, loose puck. So nicely for Apsley. All the way back to the blue line. Bark. Able to corral the puck. Second opportunity. Kicked ahead by Apsley. Have to go into the corner to get it. Tries to make the pass in front. Broken up. Sillery. Tip it on its way. That's the puck himself. Howes cuts in. Takes a tumble. Obviously the Dragons know Charlie Spridgeon for them in this game. Receiving a one-game ban last week in the semi-final, fighting in the final 5 minutes. So he misses out today. It's Fraley in front. Jeff Cott can't quite handle the puck. Marples, down low, Medley. Keep moving, pass in front, no one there in a black shirt.
Deeside, they're doing a good job though, taking away that centre crease area. Sting have identified that they can try and put pucks into that area, get those quick snapshots off. Deeside doing a good job though, clearing the centre crease area.
Icing called on that one, so all the way back front of Ogden in the Dragons' net. Russell keeps that in the blue line. Couple of deflections. Dennison out in front. Being kept below the blue line. Chance in front, not quite collected there by the Sting. Quickly got back under control by Dennison. Dumped down low. Meadows can't beat the man to the puck. Cycle around. Cameron Glasby keeps it in. Clarkson first loose puck. Pass picked up by Russell. 2-on-1 chance maybe. No, good poke check at the back end there by the Dragons. Sting falls down the zone once again. Turned over. Percival fires one on net. Bell makes the save. And he'll hold on.
Percival there collects off the turnover. Gets down the wing, cuts in, gets the shot away. But that's what the Dragons are going to have to do, as I said, in these opening 10 minutes. If they're going to get on the board early, they're going to have to rely on these breaks because there's only so many times they're going to be able to identify that man in the crease and clear the puck when it comes into the centre and try and force a turnover.
Have to capitalise on chances. Shaw turns, fires one goalward, scramble in front of the net, loose puck collected by Morgan Glasby. He'll skate it the other way. Driving off to his right. Draws Edward wide. Comes behind the goal, runs into a sea of green shirts. Turnover at the blue line once again. Shot blocked in front. Dragons can't clear in the zone. Cycle down low. Morgan Glasby backhanded high. Awesome with the shot. That one blocks. Scott collects the rebound. Sting with plenty of puck possession in these first 4 minutes. Dragons do look dangerous on the counter, as Chris said. Roscoe can't get past Scott on that occasion. He'll release Glasby again. Tries to feed Apsley. Parsons there to block it. Scott from the blue line, shot tipped in front by Saunders, and that one goes wide.
Sting changing up the attack plan. The house play hasn't worked, so they've gone to the blue line point.
Thrown in from the blue line. Roscoe looks for help, but everyone else on a line change. Both teams sort of a mini reset at the moment. Parsons goes back to his D-man, Krishnarenko. Tries to clear, turned over. Colton turns, fires, rips one wide. Colton on loose puck. Has to do it himself or wait for someone to make the cut towards the top of the paint. Here's the man off the bench, mishandled by Fraley. Backhanded back, Colton chance, fired over the shoulder of Ogden. And it's 1-0 Sting, 5:23.
Well, the Sting have been trying that in front of the net, in the crease area play for the most part of the opening phase of the game. Finally, failure to clear by the Dragons, and it finds the Sting player right in front of the net, who just has to roof it past Ogden.
Joe Colton's 7th goal of this playoff run for the Sting. Gets the league champs on the way. Chance again, tried to sneak it in short side, this time from Medley.
For the Sutton Sting, scored by number 72, Joseph Colton.
Fraley.
So goal scored by number 72, Joseph Colton, assisted by number 16, Charles Saunders, and further assist to number 98, Ryan Fraley. Time of the goal, 5:23.
Back to the blue line, Bark. Scramble in front, Fraley collects. Tries to find Medley, the top of the slot. The whistle goes. Goal coming off.
Switch up in tactic there from the Sting further. They've closed. They're closing the box in now on Ogden. They're forcing him deeper and deeper into his own net, forcing him to play on the ice, looking more for probably a juicy rebound in front off the pads at the post. For the Dragons, the problem persists here now that they are getting these up ice odd man rushes, but they're not really getting anybody in support with them. It seems to be the high forechecker is going in alone and is forced to take low percentage shots just to try and get something on the net.
And at the centre ice off the offside call. Russell. Edward will keep it on ahead. Shaw rotates around to collect the loose puck. Pass, unfortunately, misses all of his teammates, and that is offside. Meadows controlling the blue line, and Callum Russell, unfortunately, just jumping past. Stay neutral zone face-off. Dragons played on the head. Bell watches that onto the stick and keeps it moving the other way. Glasby, poor pass by his standards. You can see the way he looked to the heavens. Jones with the turnover of his own. Spencer. James Spencer cutting in, and Ogden makes the glove save. That'll do wonders for his confidence after the first goal.
That will do wonders for his confidence after that first goal. But Spencer there, parting the sea, the green sea, getting down the middle. But Ogden will have had that sighted all the way and will have known where to put the glove. It's just a matter of reaction time from the goalie there against the shooter.
Krishnarenko rips one around the boards. Helped on its way by Yarwood. Scott is there to collect. Brooks Smith gets on into that really well. Adam Brooks Smith blows a tire at the final minute. Lawson Glasby back to the front of the net. Chance of Morgan, that one fired wide. Still with it. That's the blue line. Scott cycle it down low. And roll around to Lawson Glasby. Let's it run through. Fired back across the zone. No one will get on the end of that, and that will exit the paint.
2 breakaway opportunities in the space of a minute. Deeside have got to work out a way to control this centre lane at the moment.
Man to the bench is Joe Colton again. That one in and out of the glove of Ogden on this occasion. He's figuring out the zone. Marples takes his time, takes his eyes off it as well. Reese Howells the other way for the Dragons, tries to cut inside. Trailing forward, no joy on that occasion. Apsley can't bulldoze his way through the Dragons' defence either. Long stretch pass, Apsley will tip it on ahead, icing waved off. Clarkson gets the loose puck first.
Howells, again, didn't really have much in the way of support with him. He didn't really have much option except to try and just play it further into the zone and just got closed out.
Colton. Blue goal line, tries to draw a man wide, does. Fraley peels off the front of the net. Marbles acres of space, still on the change. He just holds on to the puck and waits. Fraley away from Sillery again. Sting a little disjointed on that one as the 3 forwards went for the line change. He falls back, Marbles just turns, fires into neutral ice. Nedley over the line, steps away from one, avoids the hit as well. Finds Jeff Cock in front, tries to sneak one short side on Ogden. Loses out on the puck. Dragons the other way once more, thrown ahead by Shaw. Roscoe will give chase. Bell will have to play it. Probably should have covered it up on that occasion.
I think that's a sign of the confidence Bell has in his defence too. Big hit along the boards.
There's Edward levelling Callum Russell there. Shaw tipped on ahead. This could work out wonders. Ben Roscoe at speed and cutting on the other side as Roscoe throws it across Bell. No one there. Glasby. Trouble. Dragons try and skate it out of the zone. Walnut bouncing off a rhino up the blue line there between Meadows and Parsons. Glasby able to get away from 3 Dragons with a lovely little move there in front. Chances, it trickles just past the post. Off a deflection. Penalty called here. Cameron Kushnarenko looks like he's going to be taking a seat. The penalty goes, and it's roughing called by the official. 10:56 time of the penalty, and the Sting going on the man advantage. Cameron Kushnarenko, the man taking the seat. During the regular season, Sutton Sting on the power play, 30 goals on 84 attempts, a 35.71% success rate. The Dragons on a penalty kill only gave up 22 goals, 81.20. Morgan Glasby's head on Player of the Year announcement, 10 of those power play goals. The Sting, only 4 of them came against the Dragons in the 3 games. And this is probably why, as that one is snuck in by Lawson Glasby. Ogden makes a save, cycled high to Cameron Glasby. Chance in front, blown tyre. Glasby again, forces another save out of Ogden. We'll keep you up to date with the clock as Ogden covers up. We'll have a few exchange words. 1:30 left on the man advantage. And Chris, a 1-3-1 set up on the power play for the Sting. Maybe a little slow moving the puck around.
Yeah, a little bit slow moving the puck around, especially when you consider the speed at which this team can skate. You want to stretch and move this Deeside side around, especially when you've got the skill and the talent that this Sting roster has. But while we're talking stats here on the power play and penalty kill, interesting thing to note, Deeside are actually lead over Sutton in short-handed goals scored this season at 4 versus 1.
always dangerous when James Shaw is on the ice. He tries to make the block, pass on the back door. Colton fired it back through the paint on that occasion.
It's like the Sting heard us because they are moving things around now, but Roscoe will try to break.
Roscoe will get on the end of this. Bell has to come out of his net to play the puck. Loses the stick as Roscoe got a little closer to the netminder. To get the puck, he was that confident that Joe Colton was going to hold off James Parsons there. Colton coast to coast. Gets the puck back on side. I was going to say almost evades the hit, but it's well finished off. That one less so. Back to blue line. Cameron Glasby cuts inside. Cross. One-time shot saved. Absolutely there on the back door. 35 seconds left on the man advantage. Cameron Glasby cycle to the far side, thrown back in front. Dragons doing a good job on the penalty kill. Roscoe ties up his man. Cameron has to drop down from the hash mark. Shot off the mask of Ogden from Morgan Glasby once more. 15 seconds remain before Kushnarenko rejoins the game. Fired back across, absolutely unable to play that. Kept in by Medley. Bad bounce. Parsons launches it up ice, and that will do it. The Dragons return to full strength.
A solid kill from the Dragons. They did let a few good chances go. There was a few chances there where there was nothing but daylight between the puck and the cage, but that'll be a momentum builder for them. They've got to work with it now.
I feel for the Dragons. They really need to get some kind of zone time. It might come now. Jones keeps that in at the blue line, which is not open by mouth. It's turned over. Russell the other way for the Sting. Evades the hit from Sillery, looks for a man in front. Dennison snatches at the shot, fires it wide. Shot from blue line, another save for Ogden, tied up in front. Sting with the puck once more. Against the boards, Meadows comes away with it, circles at the top of the face-off circle, fired into the glove of Ogden. He'll hold on with 6:09 remaining in the first.
As you say, they've got to get some zone time in the Sting zone, but they've got to get through the neutral zone first. They are really struggling to get past the red line at the moment. They can't rely on turnover breakaways to set up zone time. They've got to find a way to get that puck into the zone, recover it, and then keep it while they're there, which they are not doing at the moment.
Sting win the draw. Marple shot, takes a deflection, flies wide of the post. Morgan Glasby collects. Back to Marples, pinching in from the blue line, and it's 2 for the Sting. Ben Marples crashing in, rips one through Ogden, and the champs lead again. 14 minutes gone.
Marples just goes route one, waiting in the slot area. The puck is cycled down low, and then it finds him, and he just has to hit the one-timer into the back of the net. And Ogden will be feeling right now, he really needs some fire support from his forwards.
What a time to get your first goal of the season for Ben Marples in a playoff final.
We've just got it confirmed there. So Ben Marples, number 34, scores it, and then assist to Morgan Glasby. Time of the goal, 14.
Chance at the other end for the Dragons. Right off the draw, cutting. Forces a save out of Bell. Turned over Shaw. With a chance off the post. From out of nowhere. Shaw, the pass in front, collected by Brooke Smith, and as it finally calms down, maybe, for a second, kept in by Jones, intercepted by Brooke Smith. Chris will confirm that second Sutton goal for you in a second.
Yep, confirmed. Yes, scored by number 34, Ben Marples, assisted by number 17, Morgan Glasby, at 14 minutes exactly. Even-handed goal.
Morgan Glasby carrying it into the zone once more. Back to Bark. Fired wide. Yarwood able to go and collect. Another poor pass. Fraley. Yarwood collects his own error. Just beaten out by Spencer to the loose puck. Fine cross ice. Medley. That one is poor. Kushnarenko will just throw it ahead.
I think Kushnarenko was thinking of making a forward surge there, but then he realised Medley was in attendance.
Medley takes it away from Yarwood at his own blue line. Fraley cutting in. Fraley, open chance, save. Ogden rebound. All the way back to Jeff Cock, who fires over. Jeff Cock back to Cameron Glasby, pinching down from the blue line. That shot broken up by Fadievs. Thrown ahead, Yarwood. Pushed off the puck by Spencer. Kushnarenko thrown cross ice. Big hit from Meadows, but Yarwood collects the puck. Yarwood will rip one goalwards, that one wide. Stretch pass, tipped ahead by Medley. Wash out the icing call anyway, as we tick down to the final 3:40 in this first period.
That second goal for the Sting definitely seems to have woken the Dragons up a little bit here. Clarkson will now take it in, give chase.
Truswell is there. Colton tips it ahead, icing signalled. Don't know if it's going to get to the line. Just about creeps over. 3:19 remaining in the first. Deeside, you've got to feel here if they can get a win on the draw, move it quickly, find the shot, and try and beat Bell before he can get post to post.
It is one of those situations right now where they've got to effectively get a very clean draw here and get a combination of bodies, hope that there are enough bodies around the net, and a shot from the point by Chris Jones.
Rebound in front, Yarwood tries to cycle it to Cutting, but it's poked away. Jones keeps out at the blue line. That one has caught Joe Colton somewhere very painful. Absolutely the other way, barreling his way through the defence. Chris Jones escorts him out the club. Roscoe the other way. Rickman Goldwood, Scott with the big block. Held up in the corner. Cutting there to assist. Trussell will leave the top of the crease to go collect the puck for his side. And carry it away himself, away from Edward. Man in the middle, Callum Russell, save from Ogden. Deeside there to corral the rebound once more. Dennison into the zone, rips one in and out the glove of Ogden. Bart from the blue line, Ogden kicks it away, Dennison there, cycle to Russell. Deflection will take it high, but the goal has come off, so that is blown dead. 2:08 on the clock.
Ogden's really been, as we said, he came up clutch in the playoff games before this. He's definitely been clutch this whole period because it should be more than 2 on the board at the moment.
Sure, takes a couple of deflections. Ogden watches it go into the corner. Edward keeps it moving. Parsons tipped on ahead. That will be icing. Come all the way back. Crowd slowly but surely filling in from this early start. 10:15, the first game of the weekend, the first of 6 overall the weekend, 4 today.
And every one of them a final.
And every one of them a playoff final. Morgan Glasby sidesteps Roscoe one time, able to find Brooke Smith on the other side of the pad. He's pinned to the boards. Spencer, off the puck by Parsons. As well, keep it against the boards. That's a heavy hit. There in the corner, it's an awkward landing more than anything. But the penalty is called, and so is boarding. 18:31, the Sting will head back on the man advantage.
Going to be against.
The Dragons, you've got to think they've got to be hoping that this penalty kill is as good as the first one now and see off, well, the last 90 seconds of this period. Looks like as Lewis Edward takes a seat in the box.
Yep. Yeah, there's never a good time to go on the penalty kill, but the time just at the final, inside the final 2 minutes of a period are the absolute worst, because your entire team talk now for the next break has to be, we've got to survive the first 30 seconds of the next period, and how do we do that before we can then focus on the rest of the game.
Puck work down low, Lawson Glasby with what was essentially an empty net there, snatches at it.
Net has come off its pegs again.
The net off its pegs again. You were here last night for the National League game. Was this a thing last night?
It was a thing, but mostly it was only a thing when Cece was in that net. In fact, the game winner for the Steel Dogs was flying in as his net was flying off its peg.
At least we know it's a thing for all weekend. So enjoy that if you're here with us for all 6 games. Cameron Glasby looks to draw a man wide. Dragons collapsing a little too low on this one. So unable to get good position, but it is getting awfully crowded at the top of the paint. Final minute of this first period. Still cycling it around, trying to find a perfect lane, and there it's broken up and helped out the zone. Wilson Glasby thrown cross ice. Colton takes the hit from Kushnarenko, keeps the puck moving. 30 seconds. I think as the Dragons here once more. Chance for one last drive from the Sting. Wilson Glasby kept outside. Finds Cameron. 2 Dragons come out far too wide. Here's the pocket of space. Lawson Glasby cycle to Colton, has to kick it back onto his stick. Ogden able to make the save. 10 seconds around to get the first.
It's part of what has allowed Sutton to take such a commanding lead in this game is the Sting are just sitting back. They're sitting off the puck carrier. They're giving too much space. They need to be a bit more aggressive. They've been delivering their hits and attempting to deliver their hits. They need to pick that up a little bit more, I think, because that's how you take speedy, skilled players out of games.
Dragons win the draw. Bacon will try and clear it. Cameron Glasby at the blue line. Here the cries a shoot from the bench as 4 seconds tick down. Ogden just about comes up loose in front, and it is 3 before the buzzer goes. Up, and it's kicked out in front and slid past him on the right-hand side for 3-0.
It looked like it just, the shot came in from the point. It just kind of zeroed through this gap where the players had parted. Ogden looked to have made the initial save, but yeah, it squirmed loose and it gets potted home.
Well, that will do it for the first period. The Sting lead 3-0. And Chris, a dominant first period from the league champions.
I mean, it's nothing more than we'd expect. Obviously, as we said, going into this, the form indicates Sting would come out and dominate, but they have basically choked off all the zones. They control the entire length and breadth of the ice right now. And for Deeside, how do you undo that is the question going into this break. How do you find a way to convert those up ice one-man rushes that they've been getting off of those turnovers that they've had at sporadic points? How do you convert that into something like we saw after that second goal?
The Dragons, they need an answer. The Sting, like I said, it's been domination. The camera has been pointed at one end of the ice for most of this first period. They've taken the chances. It could and should be a lot more. The Dragons haven't got going just yet.
No, they haven't really got going. And as I said, like, Ogden will be feeling he needs some fire support from his team right now, because he can stop pucks, but he can't put them in the net at the other end.
Before we go for a quick break, Chris, the third goal, I believe, has come through for you.
Okay.
Just wanna
Sorry, yes, I have one job this weekend.
Well, has it? No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, well, we're going to go for a quick break. We will bring you confirmation of the third goal when we come back. That will be in about 12 minutes' time. We will see you then.
To confirm goal 3 for the Sutton Sting was scored by number 19, Matt Jeffcock. assisted 72, Joseph Compton, and 80, Lawson Glaspie on the power play at 19 minutes 59 seconds. So goal 3 for Sutton scored 19 from 72 and 18 on the power play at 19:59, and it would put Deeside back to full strength. Welcome back for the second period, the Deeside Dragons. And welcome back for the second period, the Sutton Sting.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Bauer Arena at Ice Sheffield for the start of the second period of this North 2 playoff final between the Sutton Sting and the Deeside Dragons 2, where it is Sting 3, Dragons 0 at the end of the first period, which means I can now hand over to my lovely assistant to my right, and he can tell you all about that third Sutton Sting goal on the game sheet.
So, the third Sutton Sting goal was scored at 19:59. It was a power play goal, and it was scored by number 19. Matt Jeffcock, assisted by number 72 Joe Colton and number 80 Lawson Glasby. A power play goal at 19:59. So both teams are now back out. We're just getting ready for the face-off. Going into this one, well, Sting have been dominant. They are 3-0 up to begin the third, obviously with that third goal scored at 19:59 on the clock. They've taken the chances. They've dominated the centre lane and have not been moved out of there by the Dragons defence. The Dragons defence has been rather passive, sat back, let the puck carriers do what they need to do. For the Dragons, they need to find a way through the neutral zone, because right now the Sting own the entire length and breadth of this ice. They are choking off the neutral zone. They have closed down the lanes, and they have forced the Dragons to take very, very low percentage chances from the outside. As Shaw now will take the puck in to the Sting zone. He will dump it wide. It's just padded by Bell. Joe, I'm going to hand back to you, because your job is to do the play-by-play, mine's to do the analysis.
So back underway the second. Shots on goal in the first period. There were 7 on Nathaniel Bell, 17 on Finn Ogden in the first. So Sting back to it.
That is not sustainable for the Dragons if they're going to find a way back into this game.
Brooke Smith on the far side wing. Roscoe. Penalty called. It's going to be another one on the Dragons.
It'll be a slashing call, I think. Yes.
Good eyes as always. Sting back on the man advantage. 20-43 time penalty, and Lewis Edward will sit 2 minutes for slashing.
It's the second time he's been in the box in about 2 minutes ish. Bit of a discussion going on here, something to do with the Zamboni door. There's some concern that it might be popping open. Oh no, we're getting. Oh, it.
Need a broom. Something's not gone right.
Something needs to be squeegeed. Alden's just checking out the slide. I remember this happened at Streatham earlier this season, and we had at least 3 of the first line players all down in one corner of the Streatham rink doing exactly this with the squeegees.
Even Kieran Nicholas, our official, has decided to help out as well and get some excess water fired off. Here's that third goal again. Jeffcock just sliding in front of the top of the crease.
That's what I've been talking about, that the Dragons were doing a very good job at the onset of making sure that that centre area was cleared. And then they kind of just switched off from it for 2 goals, and it led to the Sting basically being able to take that centre lane drive and just shoot.
They'll go to work again. 1 for 2 on the power play already, and the Dragons do a good job of clearing. Glasby. Cycle around the near side wall to Morgan Glasby. Pass Van Don, Bacon will turn and fire. Redirected almost past his netminder.
And that counts as a shot on net, I believe.
Don't know if it would. We'll find out soon enough.
And it has officially now gone on the game sheet at 20:43. 75. Edwards, 2 for slashing.
Fadievs trying to kill some time with control of the puck. Runs into Bacon, creates the turnover. Sting the other way. Colton. Drops off to Morgan Glasby. Blocked. 55 seconds left on the Edward minor. As Tressel collects the puck at his own blue line. Tressel into the zone. This is Royal penalty, no draw on that occasion. Thrown in front, off the side of the cage. Apsley collects. 30 seconds left. Slowly from the Sting. They can afford to kill some time with a 3-0 lead. Chance cycle through in front. That one well broken up by the Dragons. They will clear.
And that was well broken up because you had Morgan Glasby just sat there at the back post with nobody on him waiting for that puck.
Fired up and out of the zone. Krishnarenko, fans on the first attempt. We'll say it was intentional. Thrown ahead at the second. That will do it. The Dragons return to full strength. Apsley. Played on ahead. Clarkson is there. Percival looks up, looks for an option. Chris Jones tries the stretch pass to Cutting, and they'll come all the way back. 16:59 remaining in the second.
Deeside came out of that penalty kill there with an opportunity to try and get set up in the opposition zone. Immediately just turned it over. They still are really struggling with this transition through the neutral zone or just controlling the puck right now.
Jeffcock unable to burn his way through all 5 green shirts on that occasion. Fraley keeps it in the blue line, delivers a hit, but the puck trickles out the zone. Jeffcock in centre ice, short, loses out to Fraley. Get moving, Medley. Thrown in front through everyone, back to Humphreys at the blue line. Shot fired, well, I was going to say wide. Ogden went to go collect it and put himself in a bit of danger. Medley in front. Trying to clear it again. The puck just being hit into empty space. Jeffcock towards goal again. Fraley, man in front, back across. Penalty called on the Dragons once more. Or is it?
I think it might be against the Sting, actually. Yes,
2 for tripping, the call on the Sting. Didn't see that one. 23:56, time of the call. As Ryan Fraley will sit 2 for tripping. There it is on the replay. We've just seen it there. Fraley just sticking a leg out. Yeah. The Dragons head to the man advantage. On the power play this year, 23 for 97, 23.71 success rate. Sting on the penalty kill. 17 goals, 76.39 success rate. The active power play goal leader for the Dragons, James Parsons, had 6 on the season.
And this does represent a good opportunity for the Dragons to try and get some of that zone time, get set up, but
to get the puck back first. Yep. Fadievs does that by delivering the hit on Russell in the corner.
Sutton Sting,
carry it into the zone. Turnover fired the other way.
Sutton 98, 2 minutes tripping at 23:56.
Apsley gets stood up by Fadievs and dumped to the ice. Percival into the zone. Another penalty coming on the Sting here. It's going to be 5-on-3 as they touch up. Penalty called. No signal from the referee just yet. It's Ryan Apsley, I think.
Sure what. He's talking to the timekeeper's bench right now, he's not.
I think it might be more than just a 2 here from Ryan Apsley.
Usually is the case when a referee has to have a chat.
4:59 gone in the second. I think 58 seconds of 5-on-4. 5 on 3 even.
I think whatever it was, it happened back behind the play somewhere.
No penalty on the clock, so which is weird because there's only 3 Sting players on the ice. So that one was scoreboard off to our left is broken, but no, there isn't. And there's no penalty on the clock. So
and there is no Dragons player in the box either, so it's definitely not a coincidental.
Apparently it's well, they're saying it's a 10-minute, yet the Sting have 3 on the ice. So I think we could do with a stoppage right now, but we're not going to get one. Chris frantically updating the game sheet off to the side here.
I'm literally watching the laptop of the person who's filling in the game sheet from up here instead of the game. And there's a big hit in the corner, and we are going to get
penalty called.
Cross-checking penalty here
On Reece Howells. And hopefully we'll be able to sort out this mess. Ryan Apsley, well, you can see it on the screen there. Ryan Apsley's been given a 10-minute. But then if it's a 10-minute, why is it 5 on 3?
Because it's not going to be 5 on 3 for 10 minutes. Or 5 on 4 for 10 minutes.
Reece Howells.
Oh, here we go. We have an update on the game sheet. So, illegal equipment.
So that would be a 10. That is the 10.
That's 10, yes.
So why is it a 5 on 3?
That's got to be a 10 plus 2, surely.
No, or I think it is just a 10. I think Sutton...
Well, that's the only explanation I can have for a...
We're going to have another conversation going on here. So Reece Howells we know is 2 minutes cross-checking. Let's do the bits we know we can control right now. Reece Howells 2 minutes cross-checking at 25:40. That one is on the clock. 16 seconds left on the Fraley minor.
Yep. Speculation only leads to misinformation. And then we think
it's 10 for Apsley, and now the Sting have 4 on the ice. So I genuinely just think that the Sutton Sting miscounted and thought it was a 5 on 3.
Very possibly.
So, the joys of hockey, everybody. 4 on 4 for 16 seconds.
It's only the first game of the weekend.
3 more coming today. Next one at 1:15. They are in the building. Guildford Phoenix versus the Peterborough Phantoms. He's ready for the South 2 playoff final up next.
Is the rematch better than the original fight?
Fired by Bell, Adams net to play it. Sting return to 5 skaters as Ryan Fraley check from behind on the linesman entering the box. Sting on the power play. Morgan Glasby stepping in. That one off the mask of Ogden, and he'll hold on to the rebound and force the stoppage. 13:48 remaining in the second. 1:29 left on the Howells minor. And Apsley will be back with us at about 7.5. Now we've got through that chaos.
Yes.
The Dragons again. They need to see out this penalty kill once more. They didn't they didn't get any shots on the power play. Now they have to go back on the defensive once again.
Yep. No, they were not able to convert any zone time from that. Not even able to get set up as the clearance is fanned on.
Collected at the blue line. Down low. Colton at the goal line. Thrown in front. Jeffcock looking to sort of bank that one in. Pass finds Jeffcock. Joe Colton, lovely little move. Joe Colton forced wide. Cycled down low. Acres of space for Morgan Glasby here on this near side. Cameron. Across the zone. Morgan Glasby directing traffic on the back door.
Edwards.
Morgan Glasby cycled down low below the goal line. Jeffcock again at the top of the paint making a nuisance. Chance fired up and over. 35 seconds left on the Howells minor. Cameron Glasby quickly across the far side. Slap shot saved by Ogden. Puck loose again. Scramble in front. Ogden unable to cover it. Cameron Glasby back to Morgan. Cross the zone towards Lawson. Now is the perfect time for you, Chris. It's not a power play line. It's
the great Glasby line.
You're dying to get that in all day.
Yay!
Lawson. Down low. Thrown back in front. Broken up. Rebound in! Puck unable to be cleared, and Joe Colton collects it and fires past Finn Ogden for 4-0 Sting. 27:36 time of the goal.
Sting have been doing this all game, just getting it in close, getting it around that triangle, moving it around, and finally Colton on the end of it to just roof it past Ogden. Several rebounds given up, and here we're going to see it. Back to the point, down low, behind the net, out to the wing. Down low again, and then Saved by Ogden, and then Colton just collects the rebound and fires. And now it's 4-0 to the Sting.
All four for the Sutton Sting, scored by number 72, Joseph Compton.
Thrown ahead, Dragons facing not so much an uphill struggle, but more of an up-mountain struggle at this point. Shaw can't get that under control. Brooke Smith breaks up once more, thrown cross ice. Truswell, time and space. Keeps it moving. Chris, also you have the scores for Sutton's 4th goal.
Yes, I do. So scored at 27:36. Again, a power play goal scored by number 72, Joe Colton, his 2nd of the game. Assists to number 80, Lawson Glasby, and number 48, Cameron Glasby.
Dennison can't get through, cutting at the blue line. Percival thrown ahead. That one, Scott reads the bounce better and is able to clear it up ice. Icing will be called, so coming all the way back. No, we won't. Interesting one.
Sting there doing what they've done pretty much all game to any Deeside puck carrier. There's always at least 2 men on, and there's no option there for Percival but to just try and find somebody in a green shirt, and in the end he just has to fire it back towards his own end.
Scott playing on ahead. Ross tips it ahead for Dennison. Dennison round his man. Justin Dennison for 5, saved by Ogden. Meadows collects the rebound, tries to find Dennison again. That one broken up by the Dragons' defence.
I think Dennison was looking to drag it across the front of the net and then backhand it back around the sprawled leg, but Ogden's got that tracked.
Clarkson keeps the puck moving. Truswell pinching down from the blue line. Dragging off the puck. Dennison. Man and acres of space over on the far side. Deflection takes it wide. Cycle back to Truswell. Deflected by Dennison wide. Walton will go round to collect the puck. Dennison behind goal. Thrown in front. Chance broken up once again. Meadows.
So they've got to find a way to get this clear here so they can get some fresh legs on. They have been out there too long on this shift.
Warburton turned over. Jeffcock cuts inside one. Matt Jeffcock from the high slot. That one blocked again. Bark thrown goals, blocked away by Ogden. From the blue line, thrown towards goal. It's controlled there by the Sting forward. Percival able to get the blue line. The Dragons will at least change one. And they'll get a second one. Good work from Percival to keep Bark preoccupied and create the turnover from that hit. Percival finds Howells. Tries to go back to Percival. Edward. Howells below the goal line. Under pressure. And then drop pass goes to no one in a green shirt. It's quickly recovered by Roscoe. Played ahead and only Bark is there. Again, under pressure from Percival. Creates a turnover once again, thrown in front. Jones pinching down off the blue line, can't get it under control. Sting break the other way. Medley tries to backhand that through James Shaw. No joy there.
Deeside's puck carriers just not being given the time to think and react. So we saw there with that dump pass. I think he was fully expecting somebody in green to already be there in the corner, which you should expect, but there was just nobody there.
Jones trying to get something going. The ambitious stretch pass all the way up to Shaw. Tipped on ahead. Dragons have a 3-on-2 briefly. Roscoe tied up by Spencer. Able to find Edward. Throwing goals off the side of the cage. Roscoe loses out on that occasion. Brooke Smith just carried out the zone, chipped on ahead, icing signalled on this occasion and called for. 7:18 remaining in the second.
It's a good little patch of play for the Dragons here. They've been able to keep the puck in the sting zone for a little bit more time than they've managed for most of this game, but they need to work on finding each other when they're trying to pass the puck around at the moment.
Spencer trying to carry it on ahead, can't get it past last man. Dragons clear the zone. Nice for a brief spell. Morgan Glasby fired cross ice. Plays the puck back, gets through cutting, can't get through the second. Cameron puts that forward. Also a hand pass waved off. Lawson Glasby finds Morgan again. Brooke Smith will go towards the net. Morgan Glasby fires one goalwards. Ogden makes the save to the catcher.
Oh, Ogden's going to have that scouted all day long. But
almost as if they were trying to play for the rebound there. Brooke Smith getting there just a little late, maybe hoping that...
looks like we're getting a change of netminder for the Sting.
Yeah, we are getting a change of netminder for the Sting. Nathaniel Bell takes a seat at 33.09. Samantha Bolwell comes in. She's been very impressive for the league champions. 8-0-0-0 on the year. 907 save percentage, 2.19 goals against average in 466 minutes in the crease and time in the playoff final. Colton. Below the goal line. Cycled round, Truswell. Towards goal. Makes the save. Not sure he knew entirely everything about that one. Lots of bodies in front of him on that occasion. Truswell. Saunders. Turned over. Kushnarenko. Tipped on ahead. Akers is there. Final ahead. That icing called.
I think he was looking to release Saunders on a half break, but just zinged wide of Saunders and headed into the corner. And that will move the puck back down the other end of the ice to the Sting zone. I think now it's Howells can get a clean face-off win here, get it back to Clarkson at the point maybe.
Get one on the board. Well, it's already turned over. Colton speeds his way up to the Deeside side of centre ice. Percival with him though. Clarkson. Pass broken up. Works out well for the Dragons. Warburton. Lovely move to cut inside. Scott throws one goalwards. He's saved by Bolwell. The whistle goes. This is poked out by Howells. Reset once more. It's off to Bolwell's left, one by the Dragons. Thrown goalwards. Redirection takes it wide into the corner. Edward has to peel down from the blue line, but he loses out to Russell. He tries to get back in position. Good job there from Lewis Edward. Throws one goalwards. Bolwell makes the save. And against the boards. That's out. Chris Jones. Thrown cross ice. Somewhat telegraphed, but the deflection benefits the Dragons as the goal comes massively off once again. Meadows the other way.
Hasn't been spotted by the officials yet.
No, it's not even like a little bit off. And now it is, just as James Shaw gets control of the puck in a dangerous position.
Bolwell was rather loud. I think I could hear her from up here yelling, the net's off, the net's off.
Absolutely returns to the game after his illegal equipment penalty. I'm not going to make assumptions really, but you've got to assume that it's got to be a neck guard issue.
That generally is now the main reason somebody gets called for illegal equipment, is neck guard related issues. The only other one I've ever seen is, I think it was Vanya Antonov had his helmet popped off, and instead of going straight back to the bench, Vanya tried to put his helmet back on.
4:56 remaining in the second period. Dragons win the draw. Krishnarenko keeps that in against the boards. That is going to be a high one. Bouncing puck. James Parsons does his best to Maradona its way into the net, shall we say there, but Bolwell able to cover up.
I was about to say that's a move that the Sheffield Sharks would be proud of.
Other basketball
trying to
teams
take it to the hoop.
available.
Yes, such as the London Lion.
Sting win the draw, and they're away. Fraley looking for help. Medley coming on the back door. Fraley goes himself. Ogden, brilliant save, and the second chance off the post. Dragons the other way. Parsons gets trucked by Spencer, and that's going to get a penalty. Interference. I'm not sure that's interference. I've just been able to catch the replay.
I think it may be interference based solely on the fact that Parsons did immediately get back up, but things get very, very tasty there for about 30 seconds. Ogden with a huge save. Saves, comes up clutch once again to try and stem the bleeding here for the Dragons, and then big hit on Parsons at the blue line.
Meanwhile, there's words being exchanged live.
Well,
the Dragons head to the man advantage, 2 minutes or less. James Spencer, 2 minutes for interference.
Yes, can confirm that according to the game sheet. James Spencer, 2 minutes for interference.
Cameron Krishnarenko making friends with the Sting bench as he skates out to start this shift.
I mean, any hit like that is going to cause words and remonstrations on the ice between players.
Sting the other way, Morgan Glasby, 1-on-1. Good work from Percival at the back there.
Glasby's looking for a slashing call there.
Glasby is looking for goal number 5 instead, and he gets it! Well, there's your player of the year, folks. Dances his way through and gets the shorthander 5-0 at 35:55.
1-on-1. He had 3 Sting players as well in support that he could have fed off to, but goes inside, outside, and then just under Ogden's 5-hole, and it's 5-0.
Well, you wanted some highlights. Here's one for you. Dance your way through the entire team. Possibly put this to bed at 5-0.
And puts the exclamation mark on his player of the year award.
Yeah, anyone questioning it? There you go, there's your reason. Yeah. Jones, Dragons on the power play.
So, according to the game sheet, that is an unassisted goal. Scored by number 17, Morgan Glasby, short-handed at 35:55. And just to upset my my stat from earlier about Deeside having more short-handed goals than Sutton.
Parsons. High to Fadios. Fadios with the shot, that one wide. Rebound, bounces back to Chris Jones. Shaw down low below the goal line. 1 minute remaining on the man advantage. Fadios through traffic. That one deflected wide.
That's a good real chance there, though. There was a lot of traffic. They need to repeat this.
Parsons moves across to Shaw. Staying able to turn it over. Bounce takes it away from Jones. Fadios will have to go back to collect.
I think he and Ogden weren't sure which one of them was taking that for a second.
Percival into the zone. Evades a hit from Scott. Back to Fadios. Shot blocked in front. Sting will go again. This one a bit less speedy on the shorthand chance. Russell can just help his team get a change in. Less than 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Jones into the zone. That's going to at least set up Percival and crashing towards goal. Sting returns to full strength. Back high, thrown goalwards. Bolwell into the glove. She makes the save.
Now there's a few afters in front of the Sting net.
Then Marples there, just making sure there were no extracurricular shots taken there after the play.
Roscoe certainly wasn't happy about something there, I think.
5:17 remaining in the second.
It's played all the way back down for icing as Bacon chases it, and the puck will return to the Sting zone.
Quickly reset. Parsons, golden chance, that one broken up. Marples with the block. Humphreys there to collect. Meadows calling for it through centre. Finds Dennison, kicks it on ahead. Icing waved off. Kushnarenko there to collect. Parsons keeps hold of the puck. Bacon. Fadias loses out. Marples will just rip it around the boards. Dennison. Chance in front. Puck knocked away. Dennison again. Throws it back to the top of the paint. Now, probably the one misplay there. Should have gone high and get the shot from the point. Played ahead, Dennison. One man to beat. Wants to stick out of Fadia's hands on the shot. Nolga makes the cover up with 1:20 remaining in the second.
Again though, Deeside not clearing out the crease area, not moving men out, allowing rebounds to be pounced on in front of their own net.
Game 1 of 4 on Championship Saturday. Next game up, the Guildford Phoenix versus the Peterborough Phantoms. 1:15 face-off. This on the winners of this go to tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I believe, at chapter time, to face the winners of our second game in the North versus South Division 2 match. Colton. So an option, Cameron Glasby at the point. Cuts inside, shot deflected into the corner. Into the final minutes of the second period. A bit of dump and chase. Icing waved off. Glasby takes the hit from Roscoe. Sting the other way. Good work by the Dragons. Almost a brilliant pass finds Roscoe, but he will get to the loose puck. Tries to find a man in front. Nojo on that occasion, it's broken up. Shaw there to assist. Both players come tumbling down. Shaw able to dig it out, quickly taken away once again. Sting trying to get it the other way. Edward breaks up the breakout pass to Apsley. Bark. Back to Apsley. Broken up by one of the officials. Down to the final 10 seconds. Human skittles on the delayed offside. Cameron Glasby carries it ahead, and that will do it for the second period. The Sting extend the lead to 5 thanks to goals in that period from Morgan Glasby and a second for Joe Colton. And Chris, in the nicest possible way of saying it, the Dragons have not generated enough to make you think they can get back into the third.
No, not at the moment. It's one of those moments where we'd say this would be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of hockey comebacks if the Dragons can turn this around. But right now, it's like I said, Sting have done a masterful job of choking off that neutral zone transition point. There is just no way through for the Dragons. And even when icing calls or a power play forces that puck in to the Sting zone, they just can't get settled on the puck. The forecheckers are just all over. Usually at least 2 Sting forecheckers to every single Dragons player that gets the puck, giving them no outlet, nowhere to move it to, no way to find any space for the other 4 guys who are out there with them.
The Sting, obviously, you have to give them credit. They have been phenomenal so far through 40 minutes. They've barely put a foot wrong. They've capitalised on chances. They could be a lot further ahead. They'll take 5. Now it's just a case of third period, shut the game out, no one do anything stupid ahead of tomorrow, and let's celebrate a third trophy.
It is. It's going to be shut down hockey probably from the Sting for the third period. And I mean, they're league champions for a reason, and the reason is that they dominate games, and they're doing exactly that right now. As I said, they have made every stretch of the ice their own.
Well, we are 20 minutes away from crowning a North 2 playoff final winner, and we'll be back with you for the third and final period of our first game today in about 12 minutes time. We'll see you then.
So don't forget, just a couple of minutes to go before the third period. Still a chance to get 50-50 tickets. There's still books and stickers and programs available on the mezzanine. So welcome back for the third period, the Deeside Dragons.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barrow Arena at Ice Sheffield for the third and final period of the North 2 playoff final between the Sutton Sting and the Deeside Dragons 2, where the Sting lead by 5 goals to 0. Shots on goal in that second period, a repeat of the first. 17 on Finn Ogden, 7 on the combined Sting netminders. It was 5 on Bolwell, 2 on Bell. Samantha Bolwell coming in with about 6 minutes to go. Sorry, 12 minutes to go, wasn't it? About there.
It was
there's a game sheet somewhere.
I'm checking the sheet. Got to figure this out now. Doesn't actually list what time the change does. I think it happened at 33:10.
33:10, yes. So 6:50. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
So the third and final period, the Deeside will need a Lazarus-esque comeback here to get the playoff trophy. The Sting looking to go for 3 for 3. Remember, this is game 1 of 4 today. The Guildford Phoenix versus the Peterborough Phantoms 2 follows us at 1:15, and then the winner of both those games meet tomorrow in the North v South Division 2 final at 1 o'clock. So Kieran Nicholas is almost ready to go. We've just got to wait for the seconds to tick down on the clock by the looks of it. Get the clock reset. It has now stopped at 25, so I was trying to get everything ready to go. The players on the ice are ready. Just waiting for the board, which apparently has to tick down these 20 seconds. So Chris, you've got 20 seconds. What's this third period going to have?
Well, it's going to have shutdown hockey probably from the Sting. You don't have, it's all about tomorrow now for them. Don't have to do anything foolish. Don't have to try and get themselves any kind of big penalties or any kind of injuries. For the Dragons, it's about getting that first goal. Get one on the board and just try and build from there if you can.
Everything resets. We look like we're finally ready to go for this third period. Crowd filling in as well for the next 3 games. Fans, don't forget, the big Dragons are in action 4:15 when they take on the Blackburn Hawks in the North 1 playoff final. Glasby back to the blue line. Tries to find Brooke Smith in front. Clearance kept in by Cameron Glasby. Stepping in, tipped from the short side. Again saved by Ogden. Cutting, loses an edge as he goes to grab the loose puck. Thrown in front, Cameron Glasby tries to redirect that one through the 5-hole of Ogden. He makes the save.
Dragons now collapsing players into that central crease box area, and really it's causing them a few more problems than it is actually allowing them to clear pucks at this moment. So face-off is won. Deeside
will bring it up ice. Parsons chipped ahead. Far side, Yarwood tries to get there first, unable to. Apsley the other way. Momentum stopped, so he just has an option but to throw it ahead. Kushnarenko sidesteps Jeff Cock, loses out to Apsley. Back to Saunders. Tried to find Colton, that one just behind him. Truswell. Apsley's pass picked off and cleared. Scott can't get through Fadiyevs, collected by Apsley. Round one, Ryan Apsley, that is lovely for the Sting, 6 of the morning, 21-26 time of the goal. And
again, the Dragons just don't clear the puck, can't find a way out. Apsley takes the centre route from the circle across the front of the net and finds Ogden's 5-hole and makes it 6. So much for me saying they'd be doing shutdown hockey to begin this period.
Best forward defence.
Offence.
Well, they're going to carry on with that theme as they enter the zone once again. Shot off the shoulder of Ogden. He, unsure of where it is, just holds on.
Scored by number 16, Ryan Apsley.
And I will just refresh the page. So yes, confirmed on the game sheet. Scored by number 18, Ryan Apsley. Assisted by number 65, James Scott. Even-handed goal, time 41-26.
You were about to call him Scott James there, weren't
I was, yes, because the game sheet has the names reversed.
It's an early morning for everyone. Clarkson behind his own goal line with the puck. Tries to clear, Jeff Cock bats it down, hand pass will be called. That one slightly more obvious than some we've seen. So we'll go to neutralise for this one. Sting once again, Jeff Cock trying to get his way through all the green shirts. Fraley will battle as well. Edward tries to clear, loses out to Fraley. Kept in the zone once again. Marples rips on goalwards. Ogden makes the first save. Quick reactions, pushes the puck away from danger. Second time, Marples. Down low, Fraley. Shaw draws a penalty. The Dragons will go back on the man advantage. Somewhat guilty looking Ryan Fraley was already stood by the door before the whistle even went.
And it is, yeah, Fraley in the box, and the motion from the referee is a tripping call. That will be 2 minutes. So big chance here, James Shaw on the draw. Puck is won by the Sting. Now, Apsley.
Well, Glasby.
Glasby, yes. See, this is why I do the analysis and why Joe does the play-by-play.
Parsons able to dig it out the corner. He'll skate it up this near side wall. One man to beat, and James Spencer, who's going to rotate around. Hit check is a good one. Parsons able to get through it. Tied up in the corner though. Spencer gets back in the play. Kicked out. Chong. Loses out. Stretch pass picked off by Shaw on the back check. Quickly gotten rid of by the Sting though. Chong. Loses out to Cameron Glasby. 1:13 remaining on the man advantage. Turned over. Chong. In front, redirected by Personal, saved by Bolwell. Puck still loose. Sting can't clear. Chris Jones fires. Bolwell still sat down, can't get up. We're getting WWE in front of the net. Ben Roscoe just got suplexed. James Spencer, the guilty party.
And they're still going at it, even though the linos are trying to break them up.
WrestleMania's next weekend, lads.
Well, I mean, the golden rule is you don't touch the goalie, and it does kind of feel a little bit like Boltwell was being interfered with there a little bit.
Well, both will take a seat. James Spencer is sent to the box. Ben Roscoe is also in the box. 43-36, time of the penalties. What they are remains to be seen as the discussion is going on.
Well, I would assume fighting, but very possibly
imagine
roughing.
5 for fighting. The question is resisting an official.
That is the question, because they were still trying to deliver punches whilst the officials had their arms in there trying to...
If this was a bog standard North 2 game, I reckon they probably do call resisting.
So there's the
Ben Roscoe is going to go.
So that would presumably be resisting an official.
Ben Roscoe's day is done with 16 minutes and change to go.
I will just refresh the page.
Imagine it hasn't come through yet.
No, nothing on the sheet yet.
James Spencer with the suplex stays in the game. So you imagine it's 5 for fighting each, and then you've got to think it's resisting an official. I can't think of anything else.
5 and 2 for suplexing an opponent.
But then he wouldn't be ejected from the game.
True.
2 minutes on the clock for Spencer. Anyways, it's 5 on 3. So maybe it's just a game misconduct for resisting an official there on Ben Roscoe. But again,
we have more than 10 minutes left. So
we've got 2 clocks here at the Barra Arena, one of which we can't really see that well. One has now finally got a 5 on the board for Ben Roscoe. 4 on 3. Roscoe gets a major, and when, well, you can see on screen attention, it's 2 minutes, you haven't got a call. But when we've got it all filled in, Chris will fill you in with penalties.
I am hitting F5 as much as I can here.
4 on 3 for 56 seconds.
There's a bit of chirping now from Kushnarenko with the...
Kushnarenko has been having conversations all morning with that Sutton team. Deeside forgetting also they have to put someone in the box to sit the 5 minutes. Deacon Wilkes is the unlucky participant in that. 4 on 3 for under a minute. Hopefully gets it full for you as quick as we can. Kushnarenko battling with the puck, tries to get a shot away, but it's broken up by Scott. Kushnarenko winds, fires, saved by Bolwell, she'll cover up. Any joy in that?
No, not yet. There's nothing showing up yet. Oh no! Wait! So we do have something on the Deeside bit. So at 43:36, number 29, Ben Roscoe is assessed a 5-minute fighting penalty and then an additional game misconduct for fighting. It says 20 minutes, so I'd assume that's game misconduct.
Imagine that's unwilling combatant. Yeah. As James Scott runs through Stuart Cutting. Shot from the blue line, fired over. Spencer is 2 minutes for, I'm going to get a roughing in that case?
Yes, he is down 2 minutes for roughing.
Kushnarenko's shot saved by Bolwell. Parsons below the goal line. 10 seconds left on the friendly minor. We're back to 4 on 4. Shot from Kushnarenko. Bolwell just covers it up. Coming to the inside of her pad. Luckily, back out in front rather than behind. So just keep me updated on the clock. 7 seconds left on Threlly for 4 on 4. We'll have 1 minute and 4 seconds before Spencer rejoins and Sting will be on the power play for 3 minutes. Kushnarenko still having words with the Sting bench. Shaw off the draw, tries to battle his way through. Kushnarenko keeps that in. Jones. Down to Shaw, pass in front, finds Fadievs, battling for it. Sting do well as Fraley out of the box, back to 4 on 4.
Just arrived on his right side of his stick, but just slipped by him a little bit. Couldn't really get purchased on it as the Dragons will come back now.
Fadievs over the line. Forced backwards. Tries to dump it in. Marples clears. 2-on-1 the other way. Apsley and Fraley. Apsley calls his own number. Save, and Ogden clears really well there to prevent Fraley the chance. Marples calling for it on this near side. Fraley again calls his own number. Saved by Ogden. Kicked into the corner by Jones. Marples pass in front, broken up. Here's Deeside with a breakaway of their own. James Parsons, one-on-one with Bolwell. Parsons, Bolwell makes the save and covers up the rebound.
And Bark, while digging for it, almost pushes it over his own line. Bolwell she gets her back down just to cover it up, just as Bark's digging for it. But Parsons gets a couple of whacks at it as well, but Bolwell gets the pads down.
Breakaway chance. Good work on the back door again. Bark did all the hard work, and then almost, as you say, very nearly put it past Bolwell into her own net.
Well, he got Bolwell to kind of commit to making that save in the middle of the net and was eking it out to the side to try and go around the pad, but he obviously had Bark in attendance, as well as a shot there from...
Sting returns to full strength as Chris buffers off to the side.
Sorry.
Cameron Glasby at the blue line. Sting, on for 3 minutes of power play. They can score as many times as they want on the Roscoe Major. Just a case of waiting it out now. Cutting, able to take it away from Morgan Glasby. 2 men, and still Joe Colton comes away with the puck. Colton. Work down low, Morgan Glasby just away from him. Cameron. Cycle round to Lawson. Glasby back across Ogden, but that one wide. Sting doing a good job cycling around between two of the Glasby brothers at the top of the zone. Back in front. No one knows where the puck is. Finally taken away by Percival.
It almost banked in off Percival's leg there. Nobody knew where it was.
Dragons clear the zone. Foot race to the loose puck. Jones battling. The two take a tumble, and the penalty is called.
In holding.
Holding is called.
I was expecting an interference call there.
And it's on the Sting. I was unsure which way it was going there. The referee pointing in the direction of both players.
They were both battling for position heading into the corner, going for that loose puck, but it was 50-50 there as to who was going to end up going, because they both end up in a heap in the corner, but I was expecting maybe an interference call, but holding is pretty much the same in that scenario.
Lawson Glasby called 2 minutes for holding, 46.59 time of the penalty. Wins will be 4-4 for the last minute and 37 of the Roscoe Major, and then the Dragons will have a very short power play. It's the Sting the other way, and that power play is going to be quickly taken away from them. Bark on the breakaway is brought down. Well, 2 for something. I don't really see the signal there.
Tripping.
I think tripping is going to be what's called.
It's the angles. The angles too not good enough. Like not really. You're not really going to be able to make it hook. Oh, there we go.
47.07. Cameron Kushnarenko takes a seat.
So we'll just update because we've got the game sheet now updated. So at 46.59, Lawson Glasby, number 80, he is given 2 minutes for holding. And then, of course, we've just had Kushnarenko given 2 minutes for hooking.
4-on-3 for the Sting, back on the power play for a minute and 30. The Dragons will try and clear. Scott rotates around to collect the puck. Lots of open space here on this big ice pad at the Bauer Arena.
And a team that likes to skate the puck the way the Sting do, this is going to be very, very, very dangerous for the Dragons.
Jones almost got that away. Across to the other side. Colton.
2 minutes for hooking at 47 minutes and 7 seconds.
Off to the right. Just a lot of moving the puck around, not a lot of intent, shall we say, at the moment. Trustwell. 42 seconds left on the Roscoe Major. We're back to 4-on-4.
I mean, it's as we discussed at the end of the second. The Sting are very much in control. There's all they need to really do right now is control the puck and play shutdown.
Chance in front. Trustwell turns, fires, rebound. Dennison couldn't get out of control. The Dragons were clear.
Meanwhile, we have had it confirmed at 47:07. Number 46, Cameron Krishnarenko, 2 minutes for hooking.
Pass picked off. Apsley cuts inside. Fraley on the back door. Another big save from Finn Ogden going post to post.
Yeah, Ogden had that. He had that scouted all the way. He's known Fraley's been doing that all through the game, looking for those back post tap-ins, but managed to get down and cover it this time. Again, Apsley as well with a beautiful interception and forcing the turnover. There's about 3 seconds left now in the penalty to Ben Roscoe, of course, served by Wilkes, who will return to the ice.
Back to 4-on-4 for a brief spell.
Wilkes heads to the bench, and I believe that's Cutting will come on in their place.
Morgan Glasby to Spencer. Sting back to full strength, and then Kushnarenko quickly follows out the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Ten minutes 40 remaining. Takeaway, and Sting and Ryan Apsley more in particular looking for a penalty there. Percival will skate it out the zone. Lovely move. No, Percival save from Bolwell once more. Kushnarenko keeps that in at the blue line. Sting the other way. Medley evades Edward. Dragons will take it the other way. Reese Howells. Spencer. It's beaten to the park. Loses out to Colton on the back check. Cameron Glasby.
Dragons do appear to be trying to match the Sting now a little bit more man for man on these forechecks.
Jeffcott keeps that in the zone. Fired down low. Medley. He takes back in front, shot blocked by Kushnarenko. Fired into the corner, out and out the zone. Medley again, will reset once more. Back high shot from the blue line, Ogden with another save. Medley fans on that pass. And now we get a sword fight between Kushnarenko and Medley. They're both going to go and take a seat here at 50-55.
Oh, Kushnarenko's going for it. Medley's just laughing at him.
You sense it's just frustration, and now you've got Matt Jeffcott going over there and having a conversation with Kushnarenko too.
Medley's just pointed at the scoreboard. While he's pointing at it, I don't believe it actually has the score. Oh, it does have the score on it, that one.
Yeah, just for context here, everyone. The scoreboard to our left has the penalties but no scoreboard. The scoreboard at the right has everything, so we're all a bit...
And the scoreboard to our right is blocked by an air vent, so we can't see it.
Welcome to the glamorous side of UK ice hockey commentary, everyone. So, looks like it's going to be 2 each for both. So, Medley and Krishnarenko take a seat. You imagine 2 on the clock. We've definitely got Krishnarenko 2 on the clock here at 50-55. 4 on 4. Dennison, unless Medley has got an extra one here, we don't know. Or whether or not everything's just broken. Jones clears it up and out the zone. Imagine it'll be 2 minutes for slashing on both players, given the sword fight they had here on the near side.
Refreshing.
An offside called as Meadows plays the puck.
So, on the clock, we have 50-55. Number 82, Connor Medley, given 2 for slashing. Krishnarenko's hasn't appeared on the sheet yet.
2 for hooking, I've just seen it there. I think refreshing at a different time than you.
Yes, but that's given at 47.07.
Okay, that might be a different one. So yes,
yeah.
I imagine Krishnarenko.
That's the earlier Krishnarenko.
That's the earlier one. It's been in the box.
So here we go. At 50-55, also he also gets 2 for slashing.
You're not skating 4 on 4. Edward with the hit there. Chance in front, Dennison backhanded toward Lawson. Glasby just behind him and unable to redirect it back into the net.
That has very much been the story of the game for the Sting. They've been ruthless in creating those backdoor chances.
Back shot taken away by Edward. Dennison. Cycle in front. Ogden tries to make the save. Can't cover up. Marples. To Russell. Still the puck socket to Dennison, who puts it past a despairing dive of Cody Ogden from the low slot, and it's 7-0, 52-21 time to goal.
It's tic-tac goal, and it's once again, it's in the slot, in front of the net. Sting player just left all alone, passes down low, out to the front, roofs it past Ogden, and it's 7-0.
And change of netminder for the Dragons at that time.
Oh, there is an additional actually. I've just noticed on the. I've just refreshed the team sheet again. So, Krishnarenko also got a 2-minute roughing call. And what's
change of netminder for the Dragons at 52-21. Leo Hyman takes place in the goal. Hyman on the year 7-0-0-9, 863 save percentage, 5.20 goal against average, 924 minutes in the crease of 7:39 left in the third. This 7-0 game. All that sorted out. Chris, you have a 7th goal.
We do have a 7th goal. And that should be on the sheet by now. It is. So 7th goal scored by number 44, Justin Dennison, timed at 52-21. And an assist on that goal to number 86, Elliot Meadows. And that, of course, was a power play goal as well.
Dragons will reset. Warburton stops at centre ice, tries to go back. Warburton again. Carried ahead, finally has the puck taken away. Chance again, and 8 for the Sting. As Hyman can do nothing about that one. Ryan Fraley gets on the board for goal number 8, 53-10.
Well, it was a turnover in the neutral zone. Warburton trying to find an outlet, couldn't find it, forced turnover, and then it just, I think it actually was Apsley, but it releases Apsley. He goes inside, outside, and then Hyman is getting across to cover it, but it's just too high, it's past the pad, and it's in the back of the net.
Find out in a minute. It's now an 8-0 game. Under 7 minutes to go. Parsons. Shot from distance, kicked away by Bolwell. Dawson Glasby the other way. Brooke Smith. Bundled down. No call.
So we were both wrong. So, goal scorer, number 72, Joseph Colton. Over the goal, 53-10.
I think that's the one around. I can definitely see a Y at the end of the name
and
there.
An assist to Ryan Apsley. And that's a power play goal again.
Dubious goal panel here, please. VAR. Yarwood the other way. Sillery for company. Yarwood forced wide by Spencer. Sillery in front. Saved Bolwell once more.
And that's actually that's one of the first real chances we've really seen from the Dragons. Sillery parked up in front, nobody moving him out. Just able to get the redirect backhand tap, but Bolwell sees it, covers it up.
Spencer, Wainwright for company. To create the turnover. Shaw just behind him on that occasion. Fraley chips that one off the boards and out of the zone. Jones rotates around to get it.
It does seem a little bit like, despite the extra goals this period, that the Sting have sort of taken their foot off the gas as Shaw tries to navigate through 4 Sting defenders.
And no one there really to assist. All 4 green shirts back above the face-off circles. Akers, cross-ice pass, no one in a black shirt there. Stuart Cutting collects.
I mean, this is exactly what I said earlier in the game. Is there's no point that lone player going so high up on the forecheck if nobody's going to be there to support and back them up.
Akers pass collected by Percival. Percival shot, rebound again in front, and Bolwell dives on the puck. Luke Wainwright at the top of the paint could have redirected it, and the light is going off from the goal judge.
The light's going off.
The goal judge behind the goal is frantically trying to get the referee's attention.
Don't think this is no, it's not going to be given.
No. Wainwright was right place, right time, and Bolwell makes the save once again.
Dragons executing the same play there, though. Sting, again, allowing space in front of the net, allowing the Dragons player to just have all the time in the world to try and get a redirect.
Puck cleared up ice. Russell absolutely ruins Rory Sillery's day there. No draw on the shot there for Callum Russell.
I don't think Sillery knew he was there until the last second, and it was too late.
No harm, no foul though. Meadows able to get away from Clarkson, and the goal has very much come off. So another break in play. 4:41 remaining as this one ticks down. So the Sting will go to tomorrow's Division 2 final. They'll play the winners of our next game, the Guildford Phoenix and the Peterborough Phantoms 2. And there's a rematch from last year's South 2 final, which was an epic that went to a 9-round shootout.
And was largely responsible for why we were still here at midnight.
I'd really like it not to repeat that again this year. Not the shootout part, being here at
no,
midnight part.
The game was incredible, but the being here at midnight part was not fun.
Clarkson at the back end tries to find Sillery on the far side. Dennison intercepts. Bark. Cycle down low. This is everyone. Clarkson can't clear either. Meadows with a shot. That one fired wide. Warburton will clear. Nice and cool. 3:41 remaining, and this has the feel now of sort of the last day of the school term, and everyone's just seeing out the rest of the period.
Yeah, it is very much just, you know, for Sting, it's like I said at the beginning of the period. Don't do anything foolish. Don't get yourself suspended. Don't get yourself hurt. Just get it through till tomorrow, and we can already see. I think that might be the Phantoms coaching staff down between the benches, already getting a little bit of an early scout on their opponents for tomorrow, or well, hopeful opponents for tomorrow.
Goal comes off once again. I'm sensing a theme for the day already.
That the goal will keep coming
The goal
off.
at this left-hand side could be a problem.
Start an over-under on how many times we think it's going to happen during the day.
I mean, if you're watching from home, you could turn it into a drinking game.
Yes.
How many times have we mentioned that the goal has come off as Hyman mishandles that one, but does well to recover on the second opportunity there. Backhanded goalwards, Hyman makes the save.
Just whiffs on the backhand attempt and gives Hyman the opportunity to just get back into position and glove it. But it was almost 9. I think he's not helped by his defenseman there in front as well. I think he's not helped by Kieran Clarkson kind of getting between him and the shot as well.
Sting back to the blue line. Shot comes in, save from Hyman, and the chance broken up by Fadievs. Another chance, that one isn't going to be stopped as it's ripped home for goal number 9 at 56-51.
Sting once again just work the puck up, down and around, and it's put across. This time it's not the centre lane, this time it's from the face-off circle. And I think it goes to Joe Colton again.
Well, that one was Ryan Apsley. I've just watched man from the entire time. That one definitely said 18 on the back.
Well, we'll see when the game sheet has updated. You are right, it is Ryan Apsley.
I got one right.
Yay!
9-0 Parsons. Dragons, you just want them to get one at this point. Kushnarenko carries it up ice, shot towards goal, Bobic save, rebound loose, back chance for Yarwood. That one fired wide again, Fadiev save, Bolwell, and another one for Bolwell. Doing the splits and making the glove save. 2 big stops in quick succession from Samantha Bolwell.
Samantha Bolwell getting a taste of what it's been like for Ogden at the other end of the ice during the course of this game. Just save after save there, with Deeside not really reacting as quickly as you should expect them to there. Just, Fadiev's taking a little bit too much time trying to just settle the puck when you should probably just be just firing it at that point. The goalie's down, the goalie's out of position. You've got an effectively open cage. No need to try and take your time with it, just fire.
Jones tried to rip one from the blue line, tied up on the shot attempt. Sting will go the other way, Brooke Smith to Morgan Glasby, driving through centre, Morgan Glasby towards goal, Hyman makes the save. He can be carried into the corner by Chong.
Yeah. And we will just confirm, so goal number 9 was scored at 56-51. It was scored by number 18, Ryan Apsley, so well done, Joe, well spotted. And the assist goes to number 72, Joe Colton, and that was an even-handed goal.
Humphreys, blue line to blue line, runs into Shaw. That was an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object as they both spin away from each other. Brooke Smith in the corner.
2 minutes remaining.
Final 2 minutes of the North 2 season as Triswell fires one through traffic. Brooke Smith battling for it. Hyman sprawls out and makes the save.
Again, Sting just looking for and capitalising on those. It's interesting to note, because I was thinking back on last year when the Sting played Telford. One of the things I said was Sting were not picking up rebounds. They were constantly letting pucks fly off in various directions off of Rory Burns' pads and not getting people in position to capitalise on it. They have done that all day today.
Has been able to reach out now and keep it in the zone, but I don't think the Sting will care much more. Akers throws that one ahead. Sillery is there to collect. Marples down low, rolls up and off the stick of Clarkson. Marples will carry it back into the neutral zone, cross ice pass. Behind the net, Wilkes. Throws it up ice. Marples again, just making sure it stays on the left-hand side of your screen. Warburton.
I'm not sure where Wilkes thought that was how that was going to play out there. He was playing it directly to a Sting player.
Fadias gets stick lifted, loses possession, backhanded towards goal. Hyman makes the save. Dragons try and clear. Akers turns, fires that one off the side netting. Percival will bring it the other way. Stopped once again by Ben Marbles. Warburton back to collect the puck. Loses an edge. Cameron Glasby away from Kushnarenko. Cameron Glasby chats for 10, fired wide. Dennison collects. 20 seconds to go here in this North 2 final. Akers fired goalwards. Percival gets under control. Dennison back to Medley. That one's intercepted. Kushnarenko will just try to skate it out of the zone. Fadiev's in the corner. The time ticks down, and last year they came into Telford. Tonight, the Stinger 3 for 3 as they are your North 2 playoff champions.
Have absolutely dominated this game, have absolutely dominated North 2 this year. Absolutely well-deserved championship.
They will go for the Grand Slam tomorrow. League done, Cup done, playoffs done, Division 2 question mark is what stays tomorrow. They will look for whoever they will face, Guildford or Peterborough. Follows in our second game. And as Chris says, they've been deserved winners. They have dominated this final from pillar to post.
They did everything in this game that you need to do as a championship winning team to win a hockey game. All 3 areas of the ice were their own. They didn't have to worry about what they were doing with the puck at any one time. And when you don't have to worry about what you're doing with the puck, you can play freely the way they did today. They identified that route 1 down the middle was going to be the way to get goals, and they did it multiple times. Once they'd worked through that, it was then a case of ping it around the house, make that triangle work, go down low, up to the middle, back down again, and then try and find the guy in the slot. And again, that worked multiple times.
As you see the highlights of the goals from our first playoff final of the day, we'll stay with you through the man of the matches and the presentations. Warning for this one, everybody. This one is going to come with a severe case of eye rolling from everyone watching at home and from Chris to my right here. But a word on the Deeside Dragons too. They have done fantastically well to get here. They took down their opposition. They took down the Titans last week, but they have run into a buzzsaw.
Oh, God.
In the Sutton Sting today. I'm so sorry, everyone. I couldn't resist.
My shtick is supposed to be the one. I'm supposed to be the one that does the nerdy puns and references. But yeah, Joe is right. When you knock off the second ranked seed in and third, you know, nobody can deny that you deserve to be there. You know, but sometimes, as you said, you just run into it. You run into the wall.
Too far, I think, is obviously the more accurate thing for it.
Yeah,
you run less. Well, cheesy.
Yeah. In the playoffs, eventually you are going to come. You know, as the saying goes, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And unfortunately, sometimes you run into that team that they are better than they are the best, and they are able to put together a better game than you. And unfortunately, that has been the case today by the Sting versus the Dragons. And no offense to the Dragons, they played till the buzzer.
The Dragons, they've got a lot of young players that show a lot of promise.
Yep.
And I think if you give them another 2-3 years, especially at this level of North 2, they can build around it. There's lots more coming up. We saw Tom Warburton today. Feel free, Dragons fans, if you watch it from home, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here. But obviously, just looking at the amount of games, I can only assume he's only recently just turned 16. If you look at the numbers, he looks very good. You've also got players like Fadiev, like Percival, who played today, who played up with the Dragons Bonds this year as well, who again have looked phenomenal at times. It's a side that if you're looking at a club that could be up and coming in a few years' time, if they get the right people in, they can keep progressing with the juniors and get maybe pick some players off from the lower end North 1 and some other teams in North 2, will keep moving in the right direction.
I mean, that's the great thing about Div 2 hockey in this country is that all it takes is, as you said, it takes that right crop of maybe 4 or 5 youngsters coming through that all at the same time hit their stride. I mean, we've seen it with obviously at the level above. We've seen it with the Slough Jets, with the Moores and Jack Goodchild and Ollie Hemmings-Mayer, and they've got Felix Hemmings-Mayer coming through. But yeah, all it takes is just 4 or 5 youngsters coming through. I mean, I believe we're probably going to see Fadievs, for example, later on today, again with the Deeside.
I don't know. I see. Now, interesting. I was doing my notes for this last night, and I was trying to get the teams down, and it was really hard to predict which ones would play in this game and which ones would play in the North 1 game later. I think the giveaway that Percival and Fadievs have played in this one means they are likely to miss the Blackburn Hawks game, and vice versa. It does mean that Cody Ogden is probably more likely to play in that first game.
Possibly. Very, very likely. But yeah, like, and if you can, and the great thing as well with obviously like with the, like there is like this thing is like there are so many teams in the north that there is this high level of player turnover that you can pick up a couple of fairly decent experienced players from another team, either that wants to come down from North 1 or wants to move over from somewhere in North 2. I mean, overall, Deeside as a hockey organisation at the moment seems to be they're definitely trying to build something, it seems, and it does seem like they have the right idea in that they need to bring the Deeside 2 Dragons along with them, and if they can work well enough together as two organisations, you could see one become a powerhouse in Div 1 and one become a powerhouse in Div 2.
More on the Deeside organisation later in the North 1 playoff final when it's the Blackburn Hawks versus the Deeside Dragons. 4:15 if you haven't got your stream passes for that one. Yes, I felt like the right time for a plug.
Plug.
Obviously, we'll talk about Sutton briefly. We're just waiting for the man of the matches. Obviously, we have no idea what's going on with presentations, but we know the Sutton Sting there on the ice. You can see 3 fingers for 3 trophies. We said last year they just ran into Vladimir Luka, which is a problem that most North 1 teams have fallen into this year, and most National League teams fell into last year.
I mean, running into Vladimir Luka last year in North 2 was a problem.
Yes.
And that's putting it lightly.
This year they have been fantastic. You just have to look at all of the game sheets, look at all the box scores, look at who's progressing and who's improving. Yeah. They've built a solid core, they've got a game plan, they're fast, they're skillful. They're not going to have it easy tomorrow. I think Guildford or Peterborough definitely give them a better game, but they have to be prepared for that game. Well,
I think it's going to be interesting to see, obviously depending on who gets out of that game, because you've got Guildford that have all that experience, they like to play a very physical style, and then we saw last year with the Phantoms too. They seem to be able to play this kind of morphing hockey where we saw, on one day, we saw them playing this very conservative shutdown style where they weren't pushing too hard, but they got that win against the Phoenix and stayed with the Phoenix. But then the next day, they went all out and were playing speed game against Telford. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see Sting, if we got a Sting versus Phantoms 2 final, for example, how those two teams go at it. Two teams that like to employ speed and mobility to get their wins. By the way, as all that was
yes, man of the match to the Deeside Dragons 2 goes to Finn Ogden. The game sheet won't be pretty soon. We're still waiting for the update for the third period, but he kept that score close for as long as he possibly could. And again, talk about young players, the playoff run of dreams from Finn Ogden over this last 3 weekends. He's very impressive. Very impressive.
I mean, we saw it throughout that game. I think the only thing that really let him down was the fact that realistically the defence around him and the forwards around him weren't able to provide that fire support that he was desperately in need of to try and take some of the pressure off of him. Because the more that, you know, as a goalie, the more that pressure builds with you're looking at that scoreline go up and up and up and up, and you're not seeing shots go in, you're not seeing goals go in, it does get onto you. It will get onto you.
Man of the match and such things has been presented Joe Colton. I believe it's 3+2 on the morning 10:15 start. He has taken away the man of the match trophy, and before we can do anything like that, so we're trying to save time this year because we've got a lot of trouble for it this year, and there's been lots of comments. Lawson Glasby steps up, firstly for a poster and a trophy. As I said, league done, cup done, playoffs now done, Grand Slam possible for the home side, your North 2 playoff champions, the Sutton Sting. Sting will celebrate with the fans that are here and their families. They get a short time now, and I can see them lurking down the tunnel. We're almost ready to go. If you got your string passes for the weekend, we'll be back shortly with game number 2. The Sting have got a brief amount of time to celebrate with the fans. We'll be back with the South 2 playoff finals. Deeside Dragons take a lap of honour around the ice. Join us in a bit. It's the Guildford Phoenix versus the Peterborough Phantoms 2. 1:15 face-off for that one. Might want to be running a little behind. Yeah, I know. Happened again. But the Sutton Sting are your league champions. They go to their fans on the far side to celebrate. Like I said, we'll be back with you shortly with game number 2 of the weekend. Guildford Phoenix v Peterborough Phantoms 2. That's coming up next. From me and Chris, if you're just joining us for this one, hopefully we'll see you later. Might see you tomorrow, Sting fans. But for now, good afternoon and good night. See you later. Good night.